Hey y'all, welcome back here. Today we're going there. We're gonna be talking about something that I honestly think deserves a bigger place for conversation in spirituality and even in general. And that's the whole idea of love and light, and the whole idea of being spiritual only means being love and light, or even being religious only means being love and light. Because we've all seen it everywhere. It's like, oh, I'm sending love and light. Just stay high vibrational and everything will come to you easily. And you need to stay in a high vibrational state in order for your life to be good. And good vibes only. And it's like, as far as only allowing positive vibes into your life, I agree with that. But us as human beings to be only positive vibes all the time is absolutely not realistic. So don't get me wrong, I love peace and I love sweetness and I love softness, but the way love and light is pushed into the spiritual community and world is not sitting right with me. It's good, but it's incomplete as fuck, and it can be dangerous to a certain extent. So let's get into it. Before we do this, just know that the windows are wide open. So if there's noise, it's pretty early in the morning right now, but still, and it's a Sunday morning. But still, they could be cars and everything, so just so you know. And I took some notes, so if I'm looking down, I'm looking at that. So let's start with how spirituality is being perceived. Not by everyone, and I'm not putting everyone in the same basket, but for a lot of people, it's supposed to be peaceful and it's supposed to be pretty and it's supposed to be full of crystals and meditation, sage, and smiling in the sun and perfect, like aesthetically perfect altars for those who have that kind of practice, and white robes and light music and like no bad vibes allowed at all. And it became a whole look, a whole aesthetic, and even a whole brand for some. So let's be clear, even though good vibes are amazing, life is gonna happen. So even though how you choose to respond to things is your responsibility, if shitty things happen, shitty things happen. While all that soft stuff is beautiful and completely has its place, but when spirituality is reduced to only that, we lose something sacred in the process, which I'm going to get into. Because this love and light version of spirituality, if that's all you take, is at some point gonna teach you to ignore hard feelings and hard emotions and hard situations in your mind and in your heart and in your soul, and to suppress anger, to skip over grief. And it's gonna trick you into avoiding anything that could be seen as low vibrational. Ignoring the dark will never make you heal. Let that sink the fuck in. The only thing it's gonna do for you is make you disconnected from yourself, from reality, and from the teachings you were meant to be taught. You cannot skip the shadow and expect the light to be authentic. And you can't apply that to every situation in your life. And for even a dumbass example, it's like you meet someone new, and at the beginning it's love and light, and everything is good, and you're in the honeymoon phase and everything. If you skip at that right moment at the beginning of it, if you skip the hard conversations, the real subjects, best believe it's gonna come right back at you at some point, because the whole love and light that you're gonna be cultivating in that moment is not based on what you need to heal and what you need to sit through and think about clearly in order for anything to work. And a lot of what is sold as love and light spiritually beliefs is deeply influenced by colonized new age beliefs that are stripped from context and whitewashed and repackaged as positivity, and as positivity only, which is not ancestral, which is not rooted, and which is performance, which is not what we're here to do. If you perform rather than just showing up authentically for yourself, you're gonna lose it. Like, you're just performing in white robes at this point. So let's talk about the dark part. Everything that is included into this, which is the shadow, the grief, the rage, the jealousy, depression, wounds, pain, everything that we're told to suppress in order to stay positive, everything about that. Truth is, darkness is divine too. The dark is divine too. Without darkness, without shadow, there's no light at all. The people before us, whether you venerate your ancestors or not, they weren't afraid of the dark. They knew how to use it. You don't spiritually bypass. You don't pretend to be okay all the time. If you need to scream in the soil, scream in the fucking soil. Go weep in the moonlight, pray, do something. But do it through the pain. We got so many tools to create and to transmute energy. Do you think you can transmute energy that you don't feel in the first fucking place? The womb is dark. The soil is dark. Death is dark. Transformation always happens in the dark. You're never gonna be reborn through avoidance. You're always, always, always gonna be reborn through shadow. Because coping mechanisms and only being positive all the time can only get you so far. If you keep avoiding something or everything, you're going to snap at some point. Because I used extremely unhealthy coping mechanisms for a whole while, and I wasn't talking to anyone, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm fine, like, it is what it is, and drinking a whole lot and taking a bunch of drugs, which don't do drugs and don't drink. If you drink, do drink like slightly, like tipsy drink, and at the end of the day, you're gonna get stuck. And it doesn't even allow you to set like real boundaries for yourself and for others. You keep on saying you're okay all the time, you're never gonna catch a break. And it's not even about showing up for people, because showing up for people, you just do all the time. If you love people, you're gonna show up. But sometimes it's little things. Like, oh, how you feeling? You wanna go have a drink? No, I don't feel good right now. I'm actually crying my ass out, but I'm gonna tell you I'm okay and I'm actually feeling really good today. So you're gonna tell me, oh, you wanna go have a drink? And now I'm going to have a drink I don't wanna have. And you're spiraling into this at some point. Anyway, and at some point, I just stopped pretending I was okay. And I got rid of everything that wasn't serving me in the moment. I'm not saying I don't have vices now. But at this moment, I got rid of the vices that were like killing me. So at the end of the day, what we're supposed to do with all this, I believe, is integrated. True power we've seen isn't found through avoidance or pretending to be high vibrational all the time because whatever. It's found in wholeness. You need to embrace every single part of yourself, even the soft ones, even the sharp ones. Light will sometimes give you more clarity than dark will, but dark will always give you the depth, the clarity, and light can't give you. And I believe we need both, but especially as women, because people want to make you believe that spirituality is about being good and being positive and being all light and da. Spirituality is about being real. How about that? How about you start being real? Because you need to flip it around. There's strength in softness and there's grace in rage in a way a lot of people don't understand. You don't have to pick one. You just have to think and adapt. You don't have to shrink. You just need to work on your intuition and on your discernment and be real with your fucking self. Because best believe, I love love, I love light, I love positivity and everything like that. But if you act crazy, I will still cuss you out. You're never too emotional, you're never too intense, you're never too angry. If something makes you angry, you have every right to be angry. Everything you feel is sacred, just as you are. Now what you do with your feelings is another different thing. I'm not saying like you're never too angry doesn't mean go ahead and shoot people. You can never feel too much, but you can always do too much. So don't be going around here acting crazy. There's people with a personality that is softer than others, and there's people with a personality that are more spicy than others. And it's completely fine, but as far as spirituality goes, we need to stop making it look like it's all supposed to be love and light all the time, or like dark and shadow is evil or some shit. Because you don't need to feel like the last thing you need in your spiritual journey is to feel pressured to only show the light in yourself. And the people you're gonna gain in your life by only showing the light of yourself, you don't want in your life, trust me. Also about this is not a classroom. I'm not a teacher. This is like a little circle. I just talk about this shit because I like to talk about that shit. If it resonated with someone, I'm glad. I'm happy about that. May we all be brave enough to embrace the light and the dark. Sending prayers to you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.